So if you want to move from here to maybe Gandhigram or Heritage, it is showing some map, right? Some path right from source to destination. Also displays if you want to walk, there is some instruction, right? So which you prefer, instruction or the map? Why? Best instruction or map? Because visually seeing something is more convenient, right? To make sense along way. So if there's a traffic, you can mark some red color, right? Something red or some highlighted color. The same thing can be represented in the text also, right? There is a heavy traffic in this area, so we have to read on the here. Without reading that, we can, just by looking at the picture, we can get lot many information, right? From the map. Exactly the same way, if you are writing a process, that process can be visually represented. How many of you know we are using keyboard, guitar, which instrument? Piano, keyboard, right? So have you seen this notation? They're called ribbons, right? Okay. Thank you. So same goes notations. So if you give your name is Dinesh, right? So Dinesh was there. Just a sheet put up. The sheet like right? And the part would increasing on a vast movie. Even though he doesn't know that song, he can play this song by reading the notation itself. He knows the meaning of it. Build it for the part, build it to the grade. And just typing while in keyboard press one to play the music. The light stream will be coming over. See? So visually, if you know something, then understanding that will be very easy. It will be automatically very good. That's the thing behind flowchart. Okay, so the process that you write can be represented using notations, symbols, so that understanding it becomes more clear. Okay, there are not many benefits also will come there. Okay, so traditional thing, the definition, standard definition. What it means, flowchart is just a pictorial representation, right? Pictorial representation of an algorithm. So algorithm is just a procedure. Okay, algorithm is just a procedure. That algorithm is written in many ways. What is the first way? Okay, flowchart. Pseudocode. What about the normal English? Okay, just using a plain English, I can write what is happening there. Okay, just using plain English, I can write. This is the second form, which is flowchart. So there are some symbols, notations. We have to learn the meaning of these notations. Okay. So, for instance, if you want to start something, the algorithm, what's the important property of the algorithm? The algorithm has to terminate. Of course, it will start, but it has to stop. So, starting an algorithm, stopping an algorithm, that's mandatory. So, these two symbols, start and stop, they indicate termination. You will call terminal symbol. So, it indicates start and end of the algorithm. Okay. So, let's look at parallelogram. So, that parallelogram is convey that input is we are supposed to get input or it displays some output. So represents that. And process symbol. Some calculation or computations happening here. Some calculation or computations happening here. That's what the process symbol indicates. Okay. Next is division symbol. Okay. Left or right, yes or no. Constraint of decisions. Okay. The particular dimension symbol. So this elongated hexagon, people use this for looping statement, but looping is often concealed using flow lines and all that we use. Okay, but you also use this symbol for looping. Instead of using decision making and flow, they use this immediately. Next is flow lines. So this flow lines indicates the sequence of the process. Okay, what is the order in which it can follow actually passes? It's the flow lines. The next one is the predefined process symbol. So this indicates we have to call a particular function or subroutine, perform any computation. Okay. And connectors. So these connector tables, if your flowchart is very huge and if you want to continue the flowchart in some other section, so these connectors will help you to establish the link between two different, flowchart in two different regions. Okay. Next is rules for drawing a flowchart. So only the standard symbols what I've shown you now here that has to be followed and used. So the arrowheads, so this the bottom arrowheads you see, right? They represent the direction of control flow. Okay, so those should be handled properly because if you miss the control flow, your entire process will collapse. Okay, and flow lines, they should not cross each other because if you cross the flow lines and see, you might get some ambiguity in the process. Okay, I mean by looking at the flow chart itself, you might have some confusion. Okay, and only one flow line should come out from a process symbol. You see here, this is a process symbol, right? So only one flow line should come. There are certain symbols where more than one flow lines will come out of it, but in process only one should come out. So only one flow line enters the decision symbol and two or three may come out of the decision symbol. Okay. Only one flow line is used with the terminal symbol. Okay. So for terminal symbol and process symbol, only one flow line comes in and goes out. So we can use connectors to link the flow charts written in different segment or different pages and all. Okay. Always maintain a very simple flow chart. So maintaining a simple flow chart will help you to understand the process in a very clear way. Okay. So that's really important. So you can also use these basic structures like sequence, selection, and loop control also in the flow chart. So what we are seeing in the basic block of algorithm that can be utilized here in the flow chart. So these flow chart is really a representation of the algorithm. So these blocks are applicable here also. So what does it mean by sequence? These things mind way. So I don't think we need much introduction here or much explanation here. So just able to see the process, right? The flow here, right? Starting with the butterfly, how it is actually evolving. So the flow chart also we see that the control flow moves from one particular symbol to the other particular symbol, improvising, right? And finally leading you to the solution, right? So starting, reading, processing, output, and stop. This is how your sequence will go, right? And among these symbols, which symbol controls the flow? Yes, arrow symbol. That's it. If you just change the arrow, what will happen? That's it. You change the control flow. Okay. So always remember the sequence is controlled using this particular symbol, right? Next is selection. So this, if you keep in mind, you will get the entire thing about it. So what does the concept means? If you just keep the picture in the mind itself, you will be able to understand, right? So what is selection you have here? What you can understand from this picture? Mithun, what do you understand from this picture? The bird is choosing its beak. Okay. Okay. So how many beaks are available there? Some X or Y, right? So from available set of beaks, the bird is about to choose one. The same thing, the selection also, if you have a set of options, among the option, only one if you have to choose, then we have to apply the selection. Clear? Yeah? Okay, thank you, Emil. Thank you. So the selection structure just implemented using this diamond symbol. So inside this, we have to provide a condition. Okay, so those options will be selected based upon the
successful execution of the condition. The condition is true. One particular option will be chosen. The condition is false. The other option will be selected, right? Yes or no? Right. So I think we have seen this daily exercise, right? So often a condition returns what? Condition returns I think this we need it. Get back here. So a condition, you see, it returns only two possible values. What is? Two, of course. Yes, sir. So we call it as a boolean. Okay. We call it as a boolean or crisp values. Can be either among the one of the two possibilities. Okay. So depending upon that, we can choose statement 1 or statement 2. Next is loop. You know very well what is the loop, right? Yeah. Can anyone explain this? What is happening here? Kavya M. Kavya, can you explain what it is happening? Can you read this, Kavya? Can you read this? Louder? You can read Tamil, right? சத்தமாக்கண்ணா கை வலிக்கும் வரை கிணற்றிலிருந்து தண்ணீர் எடுக்கவும் இங்கிலீஷ்ல ஓகே சரி இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தா அப்படின்னா என்ன சொல்ல வராங்க கை வலிக்கிற வரைக்கும் கிணத்துல தண்ணி எடுத்துட்டேன்னு சொல்றாங்க சரியா அப்போ என்ன பண்றான் என்ன வேலை செய்யறான் இங்க தண்ணி எடுக்கிறான் அது எத்தனை தடவை செய்யறா கை வலிக்கிற வரைக்கும் அந்த வேலையை செஞ்சுட்டே இருக்கான் அப்ப அதை தான் நம்ம லூப்புன்னு சொல்லுவோம் திருப்பி திருப்பி அதே வேலையில என்ன ஆயிட்டு இருக்கான் செய்துட்டே இருக்கான் அதான் நம்ம லூப் அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் அப்ப இந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷன் ஒரு சூழ்நிலை இருக்கும்போது இங்க லூப் அப்படின்றது தேவைப்படுது இல்ல இங்க லூப் அப்படின்றது இருக்கு அப்படின்றது நம்மளால புரிஞ்சுக்க முடியும் சரியா சி டேக் வாட்டர் ஃப்ரம் த வெல் அன்டில் அண்ட் ஹர்ட்ஸ் ஸோ அன்டில் அப்படிங்கிறது ஒரு லூப் அப்படிங்கிறத குறிக்குதுங்க சரியா ஹேண்ட் ஹர்ட்ஸ் கை வலிக்கிற வரைக்கும் நம்ம பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கணும் இப்ப கை வலிச்சதுன்னா ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிடலாம் இல்லையா அப்ப அதுதான் வந்து முடிவு இங்கதான் முடிய போகுது அப்படின்றத we can easily identify என்ன செய்ய போறோம் என்ன ஆக்ஷன் செய்ய போறோம் that is taking water from the well so clear good thank you sir okay so now we'll find someone else Devan Divakar can you tell what is happening here can you establish a story around this comic here there's no much in it but can you make some interesting thing about it yeah can you do it அங்கே ரிப்பீட் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு என்ன நடக்குது இந்த இடத்துல yes actually can you go yeah go saying that I control the network. So it's the people of the kingdom has been like so we saying that I control the time to market. The people of the kingdom say improve it. So he says if we press the button to reset the time. Okay. The king sorry the kingdom people say. So he gives the to the people of the kingdom. So again so starts from the answer. I control the time. Okay, it is great. Good. Nice, man. Nice. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay. So who's ready to play the king role? Anyone? Yes. I will take the soldier role, okay? You can take king role. Who's ready? No one is ready. Okay, so I need 2% here, right? So who can play the king? Guru says, Guru, can you play the king role? Yes? Okay, let's start. Can I play the king role? Which role you want? Soldier or king? Yes? Soldier, you want soldier? Okay, soldier. So your dialogue is what? Improvement. Okay. I control the time too. Let me reset this button. I control the time too. Let me press the reset button. I control the time too. Wait, see? So it won't end. Thank you. So it won't end. It's called infinite loop. Double clap for Balaji. Guru for me only. Okay? The clap is for me and you. See, that's where the infinite loop will try to enter. There is no stopping criteria, right? They பண்ணிக்கலாம் யாரோ கோபப்பட்டு இருக்குதுப்பா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு அனுப்பி இருக்கும் இல்லையா? That's why we need to increase somewhere the particular termination criteria. Got it? So loop, that is a very big problem in loop. When programmers they forget to terminate the loop or if they make any mistake in the loop, always end up in a very big problem. Okay? In C programming, there used to be something that's not around the loop, but they used something. There's something called as go-to statement in C programming. Go-to statement. That go-to statement will take control from here to there. So check in. Okay, so that created a very big flaw in iPhone, I guess. Apple-based product it made a very big flaw. Caused major losses to the Apple corporation. We just go and check the internet. Okay, we call it as go-to bug. The bug is called go-to bug. It's interesting. And the loop also, there is a problem, okay? I guess around 1950s, the NASA's mission to the Venus, I guess. They handled the loop in a very vague way. That's also very catastrophic. Okay. So there are many things happen due to a very simple programmer's failure. Okay. So always when it comes to the loop, there is not many things that you have to take care. There is something I just remember that is very odd thing. It's called malfunction 95. In 90s period, there is a radioactive therapy mission. I guess in US, there was a radioactive therapy mission. People always come for the chemotherapy. They will literally come for some chemotherapy. So there is really that mission, the radioactive therapy. There's a particular unit for radioactive waste. Some rats, the 25 rats and 30 rats. You know, the radiation impact in the local is there is some part of the series. The name of the series, there was 23 episodes of the series. Happened in Russia, it was a place for Russia. Nuclear disaster happened, right? That is like Russia. My senses blocking my mind now. You know the problem only Russia got separated. Not able to think like my mind is blocking me to get that name. Sorry. That's one series. I just watched the 3 episodes of the series. Excellent. They just documented what happened to the Russia at the time period. How the nuclear disaster has totally caused catastrophe. Made many political ground. Okay. So that malfunction 95, the mission, you see, regarding the mission of the mechanical control. Mission it was programmed by computer controlled.
It has been 25 rats because some accidentally the malfunction line between our bottom lecture created some problem in the internal coach. For the logic, more internal we are programming. Our fund already mistake on that. Instead of 25 rats, it does cost some sort of data 20 times. Please radiation. But the multiple coach. 8 members side. Still, the programmers in wanted list. So the programmer got absconded. Still on everybody real. Okay. So program வந்து கரெக்டா ஹேண்டில் பண்ணணும். Okay. So program நம்ம சரியா தெரியாம சில இடத்துல யூஸ் பண்ணோம்னா cause a very major impact. சாதாரண விஷயம் கிடையாது. ஓகே. புரியுதா? டாக்டர் தப்பு பண்ணா ஒரு பேஷண்டோட முடியும். நீங்க தப்பு பண்ணீங்கன்னா எக்கானமி வில் லாஸ். ஓகே. நிறைய பேர் இறந்து போவாங்க. அதனால நீங்க எங்க போய் ஒர்க் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்றது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். அது தகுந்த மாதிரி நிறைய இம்பாக்ட் கிரியேட் ஆகும். ஸோ ஆல்வேஸ் பி கேர்ஃபுல். ஓகே. எஸ்பெஷலி திஸ் லூப். Okay, don't think that I'm scaring you. Okay, there's a loop control structure. So we get control loops in two sections. One is the top, other one is the bottom part. Okay, so top tested loop. So whenever you enter a facility, the security will check you and then only he will allow you inside, right? For top tested loop is the condition will be checked at the beginning. The condition is true, it is fine. Then only it will start executing the task or start executing the statement, right? So whenever the condition fails, the loop will stop. That's the top tested loop means. Okay. So the condition is true. Only then it goes to the process. Otherwise, it exits. Okay. False means it comes out. Next is bottom tested loop. What is happening in the bottom tested loop? Yeah. You take the scenario of the shooter. He will shoot you first. Why are you shooting? Okay. So do something first and then check whether we have to continue or not. That's what the bottom tested loop will do. So do the first thing is the process. Once the process is completed, then it checks whether we have to continue or not. இதை தொடர்ந்து செய்யலாமா வேண்டாமான்றது ஒரு வேலையை செய்துட்டு தான் முடிவே பண்ணணும். அதுதான் bottom tested loop. Yeah. Next is characteristics of flowchart. First, it should be easy to understand. Okay. So பார்த்தோன்னா உங்க flowchart புரியுற மாதிரி இருக்கணும். பார்த்த உடனே புரியல அப்படின்னா அது ஃப்ளோ சார்ட்டே கிடையாது. சரியா? So second thing is easy to analyze and compare with various methods. So the flow chart பார்த்த உடனே எங்க என்ன நடக்குது? So ஒரு பார்ட்ல ஒரு ப்ராசஸ்ல ஒரு பிரச்சனை இருக்கு. ஃப்ளோ சார்ட் பார்த்தாலே தெரியும். சரியா? என்ன நடக்குது? இந்த இடத்துல ஏன் இது நடக்குது? இது நடக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம்? இந்த மாதிரி நடக்கிறதுக்கு என்ன செய்யலாம்? அப்படின்ற பல விதமா நம்மளால அனலைஸ் பண்ண முடியும். அந்த மாதிரி ஃப்ளோ சார்ட் இருக்கு. ஓகே. அதே நேரத்துல மற்ற மெத்தட்ஸோட கம்பேர் பண்ணவும் முடியும் நமக்கு. Okay. Like your plain text English, plain English, அதுக்கப்புறம் நீங்க சூடோ கோட்ல எழுதக்கூடிய கோட் இதோடவும் கம்பேர் பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு ஃபார்மாவும் இருக்கணும் வந்துட்டு. ஓகே. The third one is easy to review and debug the program. So programல ஏதாவது ஃபால்ட் இருக்கு. ப்ரோக்ராம்ல 1000 லைன் இருக்கும். 1000 லைன் என்ன நடக்குதுன்றது ஃப்ளோ சார்ட்ல ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா மாடல் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. A cycle by cycle. இப்ப இந்த இடத்துல பிரச்சனை இந்த சைக்கிள்ல என்ன நடக்குதுன்னு நம்ம புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா 100 lines of code நம்ம படிக்கணும் அவசியம் கிடையாது. We can just look into the flow chart and then we can understand, oh, this is happening after that. That is happening after this. This condition checking has to be done here. So, like that, it should be there. Okay. So once you design a flow chart, then it's very easy to develop your program. Okay, that's the last thing. So, program development easier இருக்கணும்னா flow chart design easier இருக்கணும். நீங்க வரைஞ்சிருக்க flow chart simple-ஆ இருக்கணும். Confusions இருக்க கூடாது. So அதை பார்த்தாலே என்ன நம்ம ப்ரோக்ராம்ல கவர் பண்ணணும் அப்படிங்கிறது நமக்கு ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா தெரிஞ்சிடும். ஓகே. Advantage of the flow chart. So it gives a very good clear idea about a program. So don't need to read 100 lines of code. Just see the 5 or 6 symbols, you will know what is happening in the program. That's one good advantage. Second thing is that it acts as a guide during the program development. So everywhere, every stage, what we have to do, what we should not do. So all those things we can understand. So this flowchart acts as a guideline to program development. The third thing, it helps to clear the errors in the coding. Sometimes you'll be handling the conditions in the wrong way. Sometimes you'll be using a different kind of loop. I mean, definite or indefinite loop. So by looking at the flowchart, we can understand what kind of loop we have to use, whether we have to check the condition at the beginning or at the end. So all those things, by looking at the flowchart itself, you will be able to grasp. Okay. And the code maintenance. So this flowchart can draw in a simplified fashion. We use the characters, we can track those segments. So by looking at those processes, we can able to easily maintain the code. Got it? So if you want to increase I mean, if you want to add some future to the your program or your software, so that can be augmented in a flowchart, right? It can be added to the flowchart. By looking at that itself, we can see what is missing, okay? Or something is removed. By looking at the flowchart, we can see, okay, this particular part has been removed. So that should be eliminated from the program. So that we can do, right? Now that's the problem. What's the disadvantage of the flowchart? Yeah. Always we can't represent everything that we call it, right? Sometimes there is easy, sometimes there is complex, right? So depending upon the task, we can be designed whether it's easy or difficult, right? So for complicated stuff, you can't prepare it, right? Because it basically utilizes pen and paper, okay, or a canvas and symbols. So for difficult programs, it is not possible. So in your laboratory also, I think from third or fourth exercise, we won't be using flowcharts. Till then, you'll be implementing flowcharts and pseudocode. After 3 and 4 exercise, we won't be able to do it because a lot of many things you have to do and draw, right? So if you need to make some alterations or modification, that is also some quite difficult, right? Because you have to erase it, and then you have to see where to fix it, where to connect. So that is also quite complicated, right? So it's not time. So preparation is a little difficult because we have to draw it, right? So first of all, we should have some drawing skills. Do you guys have a drawing skill? Yeah? Can you draw? Yeah? You guys have a drawing skill? Yeah? Yes? Okay, let's draw. Draw it. Let's see. Let's draw it. Drawing skill. So that is the reason why I just told you to draw this. Okay. Draw it. Okay. Fine. You guys have seen that, right? Just try to imagine and then do it. Okay. Complete. Can I see the duck? Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we see? Okay. Just write your name. Just write art by. Just write art by. Okay. Drawing. You able to see this? You able to see? By the way, that's my friend. Okay. This was a duck. He asked us to believe this 11 years back. Now this becomes a group icon. Nice, right? By the way, I don't think yours is much horrible than this. So we have a whole machine. So this is that. This is that. But it'll be different, right? You know how actually that looks right? So the flowchart also fine, simple, understandable, but for the complex task, not possible, right? We ask you to draw a rectangle, draw a circle, you can do it. But drawing in that, time consuming, right? Take a lot of time. Patience too, right? That's where the limitation of flowcharts comes, right? So this is a very simple example of flowchart. I think this is not a very optimized one. This is not an optimized one, so I am asking you this question. One, so what's happening here? So we are starting this flowchart. Next, you're reading number 1, number 2, number 3. So we're getting 3 numbers. Getting 3 numbers, what happens? You're just trying to find 3 different numbers. So number 1, number 2, number 3. So first we're checking number 1 is greater than number 2. So what is the possible answer for this expression? Either it can be true or false. Either number 1 can be true or number 2 can be higher, right? So number 1 is higher. What happens? This statement is true. So it comes to this part. So number 1 is greater than number 2. Then what we have to check? Whether it is greater than number 3. So that is we are checking here. So that is true. So again, print number 1 is the largest, right? And then we can start. I think some problems here, it should be start, right? So in this case, if number 1 is lesser, what will happen? False. So what we have to do here? That means number 2 is higher. So it checks number 3 and then it prints. If it is false, this is false, right? Sorry, this is false. What happens then? Number 3 is largest, right? So why are we checking number 3 with number 1? We're checking only number 2, right? Why we haven't checked with number 1? Any idea? Already? Number 2 is greater than number 1. Number 1 avida number 2 adhigam. Okay, other number 3 adhigama irundha irukkom. Other number 1 avida adhigama. So number 1 check panna vediyadhu. So we can directly print number 3 is largest. Okay.
Similarly for that side also. Okay.
Number 1 is greater than number 3. That phase, then of course, number 3 is largest. Okay, guys? That's all. Who's ready for the question? Volunteers, any volunteers? From one column, I need one person. That we can start from that side or this side. That side. That side, yeah, Arami. Any volunteers? Can someone stand up there? Did they allocate a roll number to you? Roll numbers? And then it's very easy job then. Roll number 5. Who's 5? Ajay. Sorry? Aditya. What's the answer? Victorial. Great, great. That's correct. Sit down. Next one. 15. Aditya, clap. 15 yaar ettadu. 15. What's the meaning of the flow following symbol in the flow chart? What's the name? This is a clue, right? Rest of you keep quiet. Rest of you keep quiet. So what it means actually? That's a clue, right? Terminal. Okay, that's a terminal symbol. Okay, sit down. Next one. After the 25. 25 yaar? 25. What's your name? Google. Google. Tell me. Sorry? Conditional. Both are correct. Conditional decision. Good, good. Sit down. Clap. அடுத்தது 25, 35. 35. Keep quiet, okay? Yes? It's exactly correct. Predefined process or functions. Okay, great, great. Nice clap. 45. Absent. 55. Malan. Process. Good, good. I'll clap. Okay, next person. 55, 65, yeah. Okay, number 6. 6. There, 6 here. Ajay. Where is Aditya? He's 5. You're 6 then. I called number, right? What's the answer? Sure. Input, output. Yeah, that's correct. Right. அடுத்தது 16. 16. Balaji, ready? Man, I didn't teach any jump statement to you. What is happening in the picture? By the way, who is that guy? Loop, exactly. Good. What kind of loop? What kind of loop? This picture will give you an idea. What kind of loop? Okay, loop. That's all. Thank you. Thank you. Now clap for Balaji. அடுத்தது யாரு? 26. What the chef is doing? Any idea? Don't say the answer, okay? Just keep quiet, okay? Let him try or I'll say the answer. What the chef is doing? Testing, right? After serving or before serving, chef will test? Before. So what kind of loop it is? Pre-tested. Good, good, nice, good. Wait. ட்ரை பண்றாங்க இல்லையா அவங்களே ட்ரை பண்ணி அவங்களே ஆன்சர் பண்றாங்க இல்லையா இந்த திங்கிங் அந்த டைம் நம்ம கொடுக்கணும் நம்ம டப்புன்னு ஆன்சர் சொல்றோம் வைங்களேன் அவ்வளவுதான் அந்த ஆன்சர் சொல்லிடுவாங்க திங்க் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க யாருமே அந்த ஒரு விஷயத்த உங்களுடைய ஆன்சர் பிளாக் பண்ணுங்க உங்க ஃப்ரெண்டுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்றீங்க ரைட் தான் பட் அது வேற டைம்ல ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுங்க ஓகே சரியா வாழ்வா சாவணும் ஒரு இடம் இல்லையா அங்க ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுங்க இங்க ஹெல்ப் பண்றாங்க எந்த பிரயோஜனம் இருக்கு தட் வில் அஃபெக்ட் யுவர் ஃப்ரெண்ட் ஓகே நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் யார் அடுத்தது 36 Ready? Thanks. That's all, I guess, in this flowchart. So, once again, coming back here, the flowchart we can understand it's a pictorial representation of an algorithm or a process. So, we symbols and we get construct the flow, the process. We can understand the flow of the process. And it has several advantages as well as disadvantages. Always use the flowchart for simple problems. Okay, and for realizable problems, you try to construct the flowchart. For some complicated problem, if you start constructing the flowchart, you'll be really living only with the flowchart. Okay, so the next session we'll see. Okay, we'll construct few flowcharts for different problems. Okay, so I won't be doing it. You only will be doing it on the board. Okay, so please get ready and learn some stuff in the internet. Okay. If I ask you to do something, if I ask you what symbol comes here, you should be able to say.